Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're diving into a terrifying turning point. Jack finally decides we're going to the hospital, but at that exact moment, Officer Thu warns that a key witness may be in danger, and suspicious strangers are appearing near the hospital gate. Will Jack protect Tu Tien in time? Or will this nightmare hit their family right when everything is on the line? If you enjoy emotional, dramatic stories like this, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next episode. Jack has barely finished saying, "We're going to the hospital," when his phone vibrates again. He's still on the edge of the bed, Tu Tien's hand in his, and little Anna pressed against her mother, half asleep. The screen shows a name that makes his stomach tighten. "Officer Thu." Jack answers softly. "Officer?" Thu's voice is quick and controlled. "Jack, the key witness may be under surveillance. Keep your phone on. If you see anything unusual around your house, on the road, call me immediately."
I'll update you.
I'm taking my wife to the hospital right now," Jack says.
I'll update you.
Glancing at Tu Tien's pale face.
We leave now.
"Family first," Thu replies. "Just stay reachable. I'll update you." Jack ends the call and turns back. "We leave now." Tu Tien forces a small
Jack,
smile.
it's late.
"Jack, it's
I
late.
can rest."
I can rest."
No.
"No," Jack says, steady.
No more hiding.
Anna blinks,
Mẹ.
two tiny braids sticking out
Mẹ.
on both sides, and reaches for Tu Tien's cheek. "Me?" she whispers. Tu Tien kisses her fingers. "Me here." Jack steps out to the living room where Mother Loy and Chu Dung are waiting, already tense. "We're going to the hospital," Jack says. "Tonight." Mother Loy nods. "What about Anna?" "Hospital rules," Jack replies. "Only one caregiver. Tu Tien needs me, so Anna stays here." The words hurt to say. Mother Loy lifts Anna onto her hip.
Tu Tien needs
Anna
me,
twists,
so Anna
searching
stays
for her
here.
mother, mouth trembling. "Konoi," Mother Loy murmurs. "Mi ji kam mo chu toi, ba se jua me ve." Chu Dung returns with a small bag, IDs, water, a sweater. "Go," he says. "We'll watch the baby." Back in the bedroom, Tu Tien tries to stand.
Go. We'll watch the baby.
Dizziness hits and her knees soften. Jack catches her at the waist. "Slow," he says. "I can walk," she insists, trying to laugh, but her voice is thin. "You don't have to be strong right now," Jack replies, guiding her out. Outside, winter air bites. Jack helps Tu
You don't
Tien
have to be
into
strong
the
right now.
passenger seat of his white car. From the doorway, Anna's small voice calls. "But..." Jack turns. Anna reaches out with both hands
Dad.
from Mother Loy's arms. Jack walks back, kisses her forehead, and cups her cheek for 1 second.
Bah.
"Baji mot chut thoi," he whispers. "Be good for Grandma."
Ba
Mother
đi một
Loy's
chút thôi.
voice is firm. "Go, Jack." He starts the engine and pulls onto the dark road. For a while, it's only headlights and fields. Jack keeps one hand on the wheel and one hand over Tu Tien's fingers. Her skin feels colder than it should. Tu Tien stares ahead. "I didn't want you to have to choose." "You made me choose by keeping it secret," Jack says. "I was scared." "I know," he replies, softer. "But we face it together." His phone rings, sharp in the quiet. A company number. Jack answers on speaker. "And Jack," his employee says, breathless. "Min Hung just messaged. They want a surprise inspection tomorrow morning. Early. Materials, records, the site, everything. If we can't accommodate, they'll treat it as non-cooperation." Jack's grip tightens. "Tomorrow morning?" "Yes. And they asked if you'll be there." Jack glances at Tu Tien and feels anger at the timing, not at her. "Tell them we'll be ready. Get the foreman. Print the records. Back up the files. I'll confirm my presence in the morning." "Understood," the employee says. We'll work overnight. Do it, Jack replies and ends the call. Tu Tien's voice is small. You should go. If you miss it, stop, Jack says gently.
Not right now. I'm trying to help you. And I'm trying to keep you safe, Jack answers. You're not a side issue. They reach the hospital just before midnight. Bright lights, clean floors, strangers moving quickly. Jack helps Tu Tien inside. A nurse takes one look at her face and brings a wheelchair. In an exam room,
Are you
a doctor
experiencing
checks
any
vitals and
dizziness,
asks about
fatigue, or
dizziness,
nosebleeds?
fatigue, and nosebleeds.
Yes,
Then Tu
I've had
Tien's
some
nose
nosebleeds.
starts bleeding again, small but sudden. Jack's heart drops. He presses
It is going to be
tissue
all right.
gently under her nose. The doctor's expression sharpens. We'll do tests tonight, blood work immediately, depending on results, imaging. These symptoms aren't simple. Tu Tien grips Jack's hand, voice almost inaudible. Jack, don't miss Min Hung tomorrow. Don't say that here, Jack whispers back.
Not like it's my job to choose. I don't want to ruin your future, she says, eyes glossy. You are my future, Jack replies. A nurse comes in with trays and labels. Tu Tien flinches at the needle, then forces herself still. Jack watches each tube fill, feeling useless in a way he's never felt in any business meeting. Then
Hello?
his phone vibrates again. Officer Thu. We lost contact with the witness. Hospital cameras picked up 2 suspicious people near the gate. Stay alert. Call me now. Jack's breath catches. He looks at the doorway, then at the hallway beyond it. Suddenly the hospital doesn't feel safe. It feels exposed. Tu Tien notices his face. What is it? Jack forces a calm tone. Just something from work. He stands slowly, phone in hand, and leans close to her. I'm making one call.
I'm right outside. Don't be scared. Tu Tien nods, but fear flashes across her face before she hides it. Jack steps into the hallway and raises the phone to his ear. 2 suspicious people near the gate, a witness missing, and his family split between this hospital room and a quiet house where a 15-month-old girl with 2 small braids is waiting for her parents to come back. He dials Officer Thu immediately. The line connects on the second ring. Jack, Thu says, listen, the witness's phone went dead 10 minutes ago. We don't know if it's a battery or something worse, but we pulled nearby cameras and 2 men were seen circling the hospital entrance, stopping at the information desk, asking questions, then walking out and coming back again. Jack's pulse spikes. Are they inside? Not confirmed, Thu replies. Security is checking. I need you to do 2 things. Stay with your wife, and don't let anyone talk you into stepping outside alone. If someone approaches you, don't argue. Just call me and move towards staff. Jack's eyes scan the
If someone
corridor.
approaches you, don't
Pair of
argue.
nurses
Just
push a
call me
cart
and move
past
towards
him.
staff.
A man in a cap leans against the far wall, staring at his phone.
You should not have come alone.
Another figure passes the corner and disappears toward the lobby. It could be nothing. It could be everything.
It could be nothing.
Understood, Jack says.
It could be everything.
Thu lowers her voice. And Jack,
Understood.
keep Mother Loy and the baby close
Understood.
at home tonight. If you can, warn them to lock the gate. Jack's mind
Jack,
snaps to
keep
Anna's
Mother
tiny
Loy and the baby
hands
close at home
reaching for him
tonight.
earlier.
I will, he says. Then ends the
I
call
will.
and turns back toward Tu Tien's door, walking fast, as if speed alone can keep danger out. Jack pushes back into the exam room like the hallway itself might swallow him if he hesitates. Tu Tien looks up immediately. Jack? I'm here, he says, and pulls the chair closer to her bed. He keeps his voice calm on purpose, even though his chest feels tight. They're going to run a few tests. That's all we focus on right now. She studies his face like she can hear the part he's not saying. Was that Officer Thu? Jack pauses for half a second, then decides lying is the wrong habit tonight. Yes, something's happening with the investigation, but the hospital has security. I'm staying with you. Tu Tien's fingers curl around the blanket. I didn't want any of this to follow us here. None of it is your fault, Jack says, and if it followed us, then we deal with it. A nurse returns with a fresh roll of tape and a small plastic cup. We'll need a urine sample as well, she says kindly, and the doctor wants to order a few more blood panels. Tu Tien nods, swallowing hard. She looks exhausted, but she's still trying to keep her shoulders straight. Jack leans in. You don't have to be brave for me. I'm not doing it for you, she whispers. I'm doing it because Anna needs me. That lands right in the center of his chest. The doctor comes back a few minutes later, flipping through results on a screen. His face is neutral, professional, careful. Your blood work shows some abnormalities, he explains. Not enough to label anything tonight, but enough that we can't ignore it. I want you admitted for observation and more testing. We'll monitor your vitals, manage symptoms, and we'll get clearer answers. Tu Tien's eyes widen. Admitted, as in, I have to stay? At least overnight, the doctor says. Possibly longer, depending on what we find. Tu Tien looks at Jack like she's about to apologize for taking up space in the world. Jack speaks before she can. Do it, whatever you need. The doctor nods. One family member can stay with her. Hospital policy. I'm staying, Jack says instantly. Tu Tien's lips tremble. Jack! Min Hung! Jack lifts his hand, not harsh, just firm. Min Hung can wait until morning. You can't. The doctor leaves to arrange a room upstairs. The moment the door closes, Tu Tien whispers, What if this gets worse?
What if you're stuck here with me and your company falls apart? Jack looks at her for a long second. If you collapse alone at home while I'm signing papers, I'll never forgive myself. Do you understand? She blinks fast, trying not to cry. I understand, I'm scared. I'm scared too, Jack admits, but at least we're scared together. In the waiting area, Jack steps out briefly to call Mother Ly. He keeps his voice low. Mum, he says, lock the gate tonight, don't open it for anyone. If someone knocks, call Chu Dung first and call me. Mother Ly doesn't ask why. She already knows there's danger on the edges of their life. Anna's asleep, she says. Chu Dung is here. We'll be careful. Jack's throat tightens. If Anna wakes up, tell her Bar's with me.
Tell her we'll come home as soon as we can. She'll understand the feeling, Mother Ly says softly, even if she can't understand the words. Jack ends the call and turns back toward the corridor. That's when he notices something small, but wrong. Two men near the elevators, not wearing visitor stickers, standing too still. One of them keeps glancing toward the information desk like he's waiting for a signal. The other looks down at his phone, then up, scanning. Jack's skin goes cold. He forces himself to walk normally, not rushing, not staring. He returns to Tu Tien's room and closes the door behind him. Tu Tien's eyes sharpen. What is it? Jack lowers his voice. Nothing you need to handle. Just stay in bed. She tries to sit up.
Jack, don't... He crosses the room in 2 steps and gently presses her shoulder back down. Please, for me, for Anna. Tu Tien's breathing turns shallow. Are they here? Jack doesn't want to put fear into her mouth, but he can't deny it either. Officer Thu said there were suspicious people near the gate. I saw two men outside the corridor. It could be nothing, but I'm not taking chances. Tu Tien grabs his hand, squeezing hard. Don't leave me. I'm not leaving, Jack says. I'm right here. His phone buzzes again. Officer Thu. Security confirmed two unknown men asked about a female patient. They left the lobby. We're sending a unit nearby. Stay inside the ward. Jack's eyes flick to Tu Tien's face. She's pale, the kind of pale that makes the hospital lights feel even harsher. He types back quickly. We're in exam room moving to ward. Wife being admitted. I'm with her. He locks his phone and stands up straight, as if posture can become armor. A staff member arrives with a wheelchair. We're transferring her to the 3rd floor, she says. Family can come along. Jack's heart jumps. Movement means exposure, hallways, open spaces. He leans in close to Tu Tien. Hold on to me. Don't look around, okay? Just look at me. Tu Tien nods, eyes glossy. Okay. Jack helps her into the chair and drapes a blanket over her knees. He keeps one hand on the wheelchair handle and one hand lightly on her shoulder, like an anchor. They roll into the hallway. The elevators are crowded with people coming and going, patients, nurses, visitors carrying bags, someone laughing too loudly like they're trying to escape the mood of the place. Jack's eyes move constantly, taking in faces, shoes, hands. The two men he saw earlier aren't by the elevators anymore. That's worse than seeing them. The doors open, they enter. The ride up feels too slow, every number lighting up like a countdown. When the doors open on the 3rd floor, Jack sees a uniformed security guard standing near the nurses' station, talking quietly to a woman in plain clothes. Officer Thu, she's here. Jack's shoulders loosen by a fraction, but only by a fraction. Thu spots him immediately and walks over. Jack, she says under her breath. Are you okay? I'm fine, he replies, because that's the default lie everyone says when they're not. She's being admitted. Thu glances at Tu Tien's face and her expression shifts. Professional, but human. We'll keep an eye on the ward. Hospital security is cooperating. Tu Tien's voice comes out small. Officer, is it because of us? Thu shakes her head. We don't know, but someone is putting pressure on the investigation, and we won't assume your family is unrelated. Jack's jaw tightens. What about the witness? Thu's face darkens. Still missing. Phone off. Last location was near the outskirts. We're moving. Jack hears himself asking. And the two men? We have footage, Thu replies. Not enough for names yet, but we've alerted patrols. The nurse wheels Tu Tien toward a private room. This way. Jack starts to follow, but Thu catches his sleeve for half a second. Her voice is low, urgent. One more thing, she says. If anyone contacts you tonight, anonymous calls, strange messages, don't respond. Save everything, and Jack. If they're using the hospital to scare you, they're trying to control your choices. Jack's mind flashes to Min Hung's inspection, to his workers staying up all night, to contracts and timelines, to his wife's trembling hand this morning. They won't, he says quietly. Not anymore. He follows the wheelchair into the room. Once the door closes, the world shrinks again to Tu Tien's face, the beep of machines, and the soft hush of the ward. A nurse attaches a monitor and checks Tu Tien's pulse. Try to rest, she says. If you feel dizzy, call us. Don't get up alone. Tu Tien nods, swallowing. When the nurse leaves, Jack sits close and takes Tu Tien's hand. Her fingers are still cold, but the grip is strong. I'm sorry, she whispers. Jack shakes his head. No apologies, not tonight.
Tu Tien's eyes fill. I didn't want Anna to see me like this. Anna won't remember this room, Jack says. She'll remember that her parents came back. His phone vibrates again. A photo pops up from Officer Tu, a grainy still from a security camera. Two men near a hospital gate, faces half-turned, one of them looking directly toward the lens as if he knows he's being watched. Below it, Thu's message, "We're tracing them. Don't let your guard down." Jack stares at the image, then locks the screen and looks back at Tu Tien. Outside this door, someone is moving pieces on a board Jack never asked to play. Inside this room, his wife is finally not pretending anymore. And somewhere at home, little Anna is sleeping under Mother Loy's watch, waiting to wake up and call for me and Ba, like the world has never been dangerous. Jack leans in and presses his forehead gently to Tu Tien's hand. "We get through tonight," he whispers. "Then we get answers. Then we protect this family." Tu Tien closes her eyes, and for the first time since he walked into that bedroom earlier, she stops fighting to look okay. She just breathes. Outside in the corridor, footsteps pass the door, slow, then faster, followed by the soft crackle of a radio. Jack doesn't move. He doesn't chase the noise. He stays right where he promised. But deep down, he knows this. The next morning isn't just about Min Hung's inspection. It's about whether the people hunting the witness are close enough to reach them, even here. Jack's promise to take Tu Tien to the hospital is interrupted when Officer Tu warns a key witness is being watched and tells Jack to stay reachable. Jack carries Anna to the living room and asks Mother Loy and Uncle Dung to pack the baby's things, but hospital rules mean Anna must stay home. Tu Tien tries to stand, sways with dizziness, and forces a smile so Jack won't panic. In the cold night, Jack drives her to the emergency ward, only to get a call from the company. Min Hung wants to confirm a surprise inspection first thing tomorrow. At the hospital, doctors order urgent tests, saying her symptoms aren't simple. Tu Tien trembles, whispering, "Don't miss Min Hung." Then Officer Tu calls again. The witness has gone silent, and security cameras show two suspicious figures near the hospital gate.